Whoa, wait. Oh, I'm free. I'm out. Ah, it's pouring out here. I should probably get back in the house and out of the rain. Welcome back, Nomley. I've brought you back from my television realm to finish off the final 6 ARR dungeons so that you can finally give the people a ranking on the top 3 and the bottom 3. Alright, I'll do it right now. I'm getting right into the final 6 dungeons of ARR. Let's go into the dungeons. Alright, so, I think most people who have been watching these videos already know the rules, but I'm just going to say them again real quick for the people who are new. We have 6 points for bosses, that's 1 point for design, 1 point for mechanics, and 3 bosses per dungeon. Music can be anything from if it just fits the dungeon, to if it's iconic for that dungeon, to if it's just a good beat. Trash depends on how many sins are in the dungeon, or how many pluses the trash have. Generally, I want to see big packs, with not a whole bunch of 1 to 3 monsters blocking a door. Layout and design is how pretty the dungeon is, if it has any cool environmental stuff to it. Overall fun is just how much do I enjoy the dungeon. Anyways, all these points add up to a score out of 10. Let's get to the dungeons. Okay, here we go with the Snowcloak. Alright, Snowcloak is one of those notorious dungeons. Not that it's hard, it's that you get it and it's kinda boring. Kinda boring for a dungeon. But you'll be surprised the score I give it, I think. Also, editing this dungeon, for some reason my editing software did not like this dungeon at all. So if you see some weird cuts, that's why. This first trash pull is actually pretty good. You can take it all the way to this gate, which blocks you off. But yeah, you kill it, and then this single polar bear drops down. Super annoying. Just let the polar bear be there when you get there. Also, this polar bear has the key to the gate for some reason. I don't know why. But then you open this gate, and guess what? We have a trash sin of 3 mobs and a wall. I hate it. I hate it. Anyways, you break the wall. You come to the first boss. This is Wandil. So this boss actually has a couple of good mechanics to it, but we will not see it. Okay? Me and this monk absolutely tear this thing's throat out. This thing dies so quickly that we're not even gonna really see the circular AoE on the outside. You see, he's about to put it down here, but he's already dead. So yeah, I think that's the first boss where you see like a full screen AoE effect go off, which is kind of cool, and the boss looks kind of cool, but he's just a target dummy, really. The trash in this area is actually pretty annoying. There are these winds like gusting by, and if you stand in them, you take cold frost damage over time. Not only that, but they're ice sprites, which notoriously do a lot of damage to tanks at this level. But you take care of them. This is the second boss. This is Yeti. It's a very, very original name. They completely nuked the crap out of this boss. This boss used to be really cool. You used to have to like have the tank blow wind on ads to create big ice balls, and then you'd have to keep hitting the ice ball to make it bigger, and then he would use a big attack and you'd have to knock the ice ball into it to interrupt him. You don't do that anymore. Now all it is one ball bigger than the others. And don't get hit by ball. He's got the spin attack, which is an out-in. He does this twice. It's the first time you get a like a spread marker of ice, which is cool, I guess. Anyways, I'm super greedy here. I see he's at like 30%. I see this stuff is going off. I'm like, we can do good damage. I have time to get out. I definitely don't get clipped by both of the large orbs and only have 18 HP. Never punished. But that was a good spread between the four of us. Even though it didn't go off, we would have had the tank and both DPS on the boss still. This hallway, they massacred my boy with this hallway. This hallway used to have like 10 sprites in it, and as you would run through it, all of the sprites would drop these big AoEs, and some like Leafy would try and run through it and they'd get gibbed, and it's not there anymore, and it's really sad. There's only like 4 ice sprites in there now. Sad. This trash area is also trash. You have to wait for monsters to come out of their caves to walk towards you. It's annoying. This is the same as Stone Vigil, where they're channeling to become a dragon or a worm or something like that. But if you kill them fast enough, then they don't change. The tank marked them, so I mean, I just focused them anyways. I would have focused them anyways. These guys have the Finger of the Apostate, which is apparently a key to a gate. Now this is my boy Fenrir, alright? Fenrir is obviously a 10 when it comes to design. He is iconic, he is a summon in Final Fantasy XI, he's a summon in other Final Fantasy games, I think. They changed him too, though. These spikes used to drop down on players, not fixed positions. And the first Lunar Cry was like a fake or something like that. Now it's just fixed positions, and they're always real. If you don't get out of them quick enough, you can see the healer gets frozen. But yeah, mechanics are very, very baseline straightforward now. I forgot this, and I didn't see a cone, so I didn't remember it. It's one of those, like, you get a split second to know what happened, and I failed. So, punished sometimes. But yeah, you get to see the spike thing again, except this time only one of them is real. If you try to hide behind the purple ones, they will freeze you, and then you'll get Lunar Cried, so you're basically 100% dead if you misread this mechanic. Anyways, me and this monk are both going ham. Neither of us are looking at the LB bar, we kill it without even LBing. Just that good, I guess. First boss, God, first boss, it looks cool, but it's basically a target dummy now. It's got a couple circle AoEs, so I gave it a 2. It's got a little bit of danger, but not really. Second boss, it's a Yeti, it looks cool. And it's got interesting mechanics that are kind of modern, but I still like the old version better. Final boss, perfect score on Fenrir's design, but a 5 on the mechanics. I prefer the old version where you had to kind of like pick a crystal that was placed by another player. I think that was more fun. Layout and design, it's just a snowy cave. It's not more or less interesting than other places. Overall fun. I'm okay with Snowcloak. I'm not looking forward to it, but it's fine. Music is a 9, okay? Let me explain why. You hear this music, you play this music for anybody who's played Final Fantasy XIV longer than a few months, they're immediately gonna go, that's Snowcloak. Okay? All of the other music, except for maybe like the lighthouse, not the lighthouse, but like the dungeon lighthouse, whose name is completely escaping me right now. If you play this music for any Final Fantasy XIV player, they're like, that is Snowcloak. So it is iconic music, unfortunately, even if it's kind of sleepy. Yeah, trash is not good, not bad. It's a 5.4. It's a decent dungeon. Alright? Alright. Alright, let's go Sastasha hard mode. This is the first dungeon that we do as a normal mode. And now it's one of the last dungeons we do as a hard mode. So yeah, this is the first like cutscene in the beginning where you have text and the parrot calls us filthy intruders, which is kind of rude. So yeah, it's very pretty, as you can see, very, very pretty dungeon. It's got coral. I mean, you're in a cave, but there's enough stuff going on the sides, like these glowing plants and stuff like that, that it's not boring as a cave. You see the water down below. You can see stuff glowing in the water down below. And yeah, you get this environmentally changing lever, which the tank tells the healer to go get. Yeah. First trash pull, it looks kind of thin, but that's because I've been AoEing it as he's dragged it along, and things have just died on the way. This is the first boss, is the Scorpion. This Scorpion confuses a lot of people because it's got a move called Tail Screw. And what Tail Screw does is that it's a throat stab for like 90 to 99% of the person being hit's health. It will not outright kill them. But if they have this orange goo on them, which is ticking away their health and not keeping you at full HP, you'll see our red mage is about to get gibbed by Tail Screw because they're not at full. Bam. So if you're a healer, you want to heal people to full, you want to try and use your Asuna to get rid of the goo. Otherwise, somebody's going to get picked and they're going to get gibbed. And it's not always a DPS, I'm pretty sure. I think it can pick the healer, I think it can pick the tank too. So, meh. Anyways, this is a trash sin right there. It's only 3 pieces of trash. Now, what's really funny here is one of these crabs stopped to do an AoE behind them, but these crabs do not move very quickly. Okay, see how they like waddle? I have more than enough time, and I'm like gaining on the tank as we run. So they don't even get to hit the tank, and I'm hitting them. So these trash are kind of annoying. The drowned wench in the middle causes this brine stuff to spawn on the outside, and if they reach her, they explode. And if you kill them, they explode. So you kill the drowned wench, and you can see this crab is finally caught up in the background. And as you kill the drowned wench, the bubbles stop spawning, you move on to the next area. But you do it again. You do it a second time. The same trash twice in a row. Trash sin. Alright, second boss. This is Captain Madison. Okay, this is the guy from the first dungeon who kept running away from us. You can see he's turned into Big Squid Head Boy now. He's taken some fishy steroids. This guy doesn't do anything. He's even got an attack that actually fails, and then he runs away, just like the original Captain Madison. But yeah, he'll target somebody with a marker and then shoot them, and that's basically it. This is another massive trash fail. 2 guards at a door. Why? Put 5 guys in there. Put 10 guys in there. Don't put anybody in there and put those 2 guys in this room. Annoying. Anyways, this fight is fine. There's one big sailor who will home gang one of your DPS and pin them in place, and then charge an AoE. So you just gotta kind of give that DPS a little bit of extra love. But they summon more and more and more. It's the only reason why this place doesn't get us like a terribly bad trash pull. Anyways, this boss is bad. This boss is really bad. I don't know why they do so bad with Krakens. The way you're supposed to do this fight is stand where the healer is standing and just treat this thing like a target dummy. Okay? You just treat it like a target dummy, and that's it. So it's a 0 for mechanics. Now, on the other hand, what you're supposed to do, or what you were supposed to do, is you're supposed to kill these slapping tentacles so that it can't use Stranger Tides on you. It says that its Kraken's arms are unable to be brought to bear or something. So that's what I was doing. People will get actively mad at you if you don't just target dummy this boss. So I suggest you just target dummy this boss. But I was having fun. Don't do what I do. First boss, the Scorpion. it's just a scorpion, but he can kill you, so we get some mechanic points. Second boss is Captain Madison. He looks real cool. They don't reuse that pirate until an S rank much later on. Shitty mechanics though. Final boss is the Kraken again. Kraken looks cool, but zero mechanics because he's a target dummy. Layout and design, it's a cave again. It's got glowy coral, so it's kind of nice. You got some up and down mechanics with the lever early on. Overall fun. You get this dungeon, you don't want this dungeon. Music is good though. It feels very piratey. It fits the dungeon perfectly. Trash is bad. Trash is real bad. Trash is real bad in this dungeon. 4.3 out of 10. Okay, Qarn Heart mode. It looks the exact same as Qarn, only now it's green. I think it's only dark because I have a dust storm weather going on. I don't know for sure. This Astro's weapon is really cool. If anybody knows what that is, try them off in the comments because I want one. I think it's a relic of some kind, but I don't know. The trash in here is not good. Not good. Very bad. So this is basically the best trash pull in the whole dungeon. And you have to kill this guy because he drops Sun Sphere. There's gonna be this theme where there's like one enemy that drops a sphere that lets you go through the next room. There's another 3 trash pull. 3 trash, Sun Sphere lets you in. The music in here is pretty nice. I like it. It's kind of playful. This is another thing where it's got environmental danger. The spikes, if you put the monsters on top of it, it'll poke them and do damage. You fall down into a cave. Yay, we're in a cave. This is the Ambulatorium of Lalafudo IV. This boss is actually kind of cool. Not because of the way it is, not because of what it looks like. It's just the same statue as the last boss from the normal. But in this version, you see it has like different body parts, and one of them glows red. Now, you have to pay attention because the one that glows red is the one that you need to kill in order to make the body fall apart and the ads to spawn. You see that it drops these earth spheres, which don't show up again until like a 24-man. You got this 6 foams under for the first time you see it. If you stay in that sand for too long, you'll go under and die. And then after you break the body parts 3 times, he comes out as just this thing with none of the body parts, and you just smash it, and it's GG. So yeah, boring looking boss, but interesting mechanics. Hey look, more trash sins. So these hand things are supposed to grab you and hold you there so that the head can cast AoEs at you. But the hands have like 10 HP. So like they die in like 1 or 2 AoE hits. So it's kind of sad. This is actually a fine trash pull, but you get another sphere thing, you go through the locked door using the sphere. It's whatever. You're still in a cave. Boring. As you can see, these hands, they die in 2 AoE. I go save the healer so that he can DPS. This is the second boss. The second boss is cool, alright? It is a Cactuar Queen, or whatever the hell they're called. Her mechanics are fairly simple, but they're deadly. So she summons a whole bunch of ads while she starts casting 100,000 needles. 100,000 needles, if it goes off, will do 25,000 damage to everybody around, or 100,000. I don't know, I've never seen it go off. But it's basically instant death for everybody. Eventually she'll summon one which covers her, and you have to kill the one covering. Each time she channels 100,000 needles, you need to hit her enough damage so that she stops channeling. So if she's covered and doesn't die, then whatever. Anyways, we're back into trash sins, and this is the biggest trash sin. 2 pieces of trash and a locked door, followed by 3 pieces of trash and a locked door. Like, why? 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 These are mummies. These are mummies. They don't even have to do a lot of damage. Put 5 mummies in each one of these sarcophagi, whatever. Just make me fight more monsters. Even if they're weaker, fighting more monsters is more fun, okay? Okay. This is a shitty trash pull, but this part is kind of cool. It's kind of Indiana Jonesy. You split up, lasers go to the middle pedestal, and then you click it, and it beams up the stairs and opens the gate to the final boss. Pew! Fancy. This is cool. I like that kind of stuff. That's fun. This is the last boss. He is the wireframe of the guy from, oh god, Dismal Darkhold. It's the same wireframe, but with a different skin. What this guy does is he summons these walls of mummies that come out, and if you hit 4 stacks of mummification, you turn into a mummy, and I get bamboozled by our other DPS who got caught in a sarcophagus, and then he got turned into a mummy and then clipped me, so I have 3 stacks of mummification now. And as you can see, they don't fall off. So if you mess up, you are stuck with that mess up until you either turn into a zombie or die. As you saw, he'll pick a DPS, draw them in, and hit them with his direct damage buster. But he dies pretty quick. It's GG. Yeah, so first boss, statue, kind of boring, but cool mechanics. Second boss, fuck. Whoa, what even was the second boss? I don't remember. Oh yeah, the cactuar. Yeah, it's cool cactuar. She's got like a crown of leaves on her head. Mechanics are interesting. Final boss, he's not, like, he's more interesting looking than he is mechanically, but the mechanics are there that can kill you, so I kind of have to give him points for both. Layout and design, the dungeon is just Qarn with a green tint. It's boring. Overall fun. I get this dungeon, I'm just like, oh my god, I know the trash in here is trash. Like, trash. Music is good. Wait, what happened? Oh, never mind. No, we're good. Trash is a 2. It's bad. Music has a bit of urgency, so it's fun. It's a 4.2 out of 10. Okay, Keeper of the Lake. I always call this Maiden of the Lake because of the, like, Arthurian tale, but I don't know. It's definitely Keeper of the Lake. This is basically the corpse of Midgardsormr, the dungeon. This place commits a lot of trash sins. Like, right away, you see right here, it's only 3 crabs. 3 crabs. That's it. Can't go any further. On the plus side, the music is pretty decent. Not only that, but the area actually is, like, gorgeous. It's got all this like Garlean trash laying around amongst crystals. I think it's really pretty. This is like one of the better trash pulls, but it's over fairly quickly. This is another trash sin. A frog and 2 goblins. Blech. So this first boss, I think it looks really cool, but I think they should have left it the way it was. The way it was before was they would drop a whole bunch of canisters and you'd have to knock them to the south and east and west, and then hide to the north. I'd actually not done this fight since it was fixed, so I lose a whole lot of uptime here because I don't know what's going on. But this new version of the fight is way too easy now. It's like, this is obviously going to be a safe spot now. But yeah, this thing's really cool. It's like a bird and it's carrying a minigun. I don't understand why. Who is this thing beholden to? Who gave it the gun? What is happening? But it's an interesting bird. More trash sins. More trash sins. 3 enemies. Not only that, but you have to pick up a key after you kill the trash, and then click a terminal after you kill the trash. It's, oh my god, so much trash sin. Anyways, you come up here, and guess what? 3 enemies, and then you smash the field inductor, and it lets out the Magitech Colossus. The question is, why are the Garleans here, and why are they keeping their Colossus inside of a baby gate? I don't get it. It's a melee unit. I mean, it's using AoE, but like it's a melee unit. Why are you keeping it in a baby gate? This should be on the front line. This should be standing in front of the soldiers. It makes no sense. Anyways, you kill this thing again, twice. It drops another key, which you have to use to open another Magitech terminal. It's so much time wasting. But anyways, you get to the second boss now, which is like a gunship. And if you are a melee, you hate this boss. Oh, this is a funny one. This is a tank buster, kind of, but it happens slowly. And I don't think I've ever seen a tank not move right back into the fire, right back into the flamethrower after it goes off. It's funny. So yeah, he spawns 4 Garlean soldiers, and then after he spawns like a Vanguard mech after as well. All this thing does is it turns, runs to a corner, and then drops fire. It's super annoying, because you can't melee while it's dropping fire, because you don't have that melee distance. So you have to keep either getting hit or just throwing your weapon, and if you're a monk, you're just screwed. So this is a decent trash pull. It's like 6 enemies. It's not crazy, but it's better than everything else. You have to wait for the gunship to let you through. I don't know how does this help the Garleans getting us through? This is another decent trash pack. Again, it's like 7 trash. But like the trash in this dungeon is so sinful. It's just not good. The cannons blow another hole through, and now you fight Midgardsormr, or his ghost, or his spirit, or something. Another one of those fights that I don't think they should have changed. There used to be a thing where you had to kill one of those birds, and it was carrying a canister, and it would, you have to click the canister during the fight, not the melee, make the healer do it. But it would protect the group, and you'd be fine. And now all it does set up these cleave lines, one from his mouth and one from the summoned spirits. Don't get me wrong, the mechanics aren't bad, like they're good. I think these are good mechanics for new players who are being forced to do this for the MSQ. But like, it's fairly easy. You get an ad phase partway through. I just always kill the pig dragon first. This mechanic confuses a lot of new players, I think. Basically, all you do is you step into the fire after it goes off. That's it. Easy peasy, nobody gets hit. You get back on the boss now. Starts casting Anima Diversion, which is raid-wide. And I think he's going to cast Ockmorn now. So this is the first time players now see Ockmorn. This is a bog standard worm slash powerful dragon ability. It hits multiple times, and it's a stack marker that goes off multiple times. So typically if the person is not under, if not stacked, it'll kill one person, then kill another person, then kill another person. This is the first time I had enough LB bar to do a level 2 LB, so that was fun. This happens again, just step into the fire after it goes off, tank gets cleaved, we get raid wide, boss goes down. Pretty bog standard, pretty easy. I remember coming in here one time before and I had a samurai who wouldn't melee the boss because he was afraid of the blue cones that came out of the boss, so he would just stay back and shoot his ranged attack the whole fight. It was so annoying. Anyways, first boss is a bird with a gun, so it's cool, but its mechanics are trash. Second boss is the airship. very plain airship. It's got stuff that makes melee angry, so I give it a little bit more mechanics. Final boss, I'm not going to give him a perfect 10 because he's Midgard Stormer, but he is Midgard Stormer, so he's going to get a high rank. His mechanics are fine. Layout and design, I think that the dungeon is really pretty with the mixture of Garlean technology, Garlean ruins, and crystals, and the water. It's just a really pretty zone. Overall fun is a 3. The bosses in this dungeon suck. The trash in this dungeon suck. Anytime I get this dungeon, I'm just like, okay, there's gotta be a Leafy in here who's forcing the thing to get me in here. Anyways, music is a 7. It's good music. Trash is real bad, obviously. So 4.9 out of 10. It's almost mid. Okay. Here we are in Amdapor Keep. Amdapor Keep. So this dungeon's kind of interesting. It's got trash embedded in the walls, which cool. You'll see it in a few seconds. After you pull the trash to the wall will spawn additional trash. In this case, it's bees. I don't think you're going to see the bees because I cut them out, but as soon as you kill the trash in the wall disappears, and you can keep going. So this is Amdapor Keep. It looks exactly like the old Amdapor Keep, with the exception of I think there's a lot more overgrowth. Additionally, these vines, when they slap the ground, they will give vulnerability and do damage to anything underneath it. And people used to put the rams underneath them so they would die faster. So the first boss, it's Onchag. He's got 2 abilities. One, he puts a diamond over someone's head and tethers them with lightning. You just hide behind the statue. The other one is he picks somebody for a dash. If you get this, run closer to him so that the melee and tank don't lose up time. Alternatively, you can hide behind a statue, but it's just going to make things harder for the DPS to get it done. He goes down real fast. He got like 1 pool in ground AoE. This is the next trash pack. It's got a Marlboro in it that can use Bat Breath, but it's not special. This is another trash where like if you kill the trash, the door will open. Like the trash is part of the door. This is kind of cool, interesting area. You're running over some roots. I think that's kind of fun. You're mostly on the like upper floors this time instead of being downstairs. And you get another thing there. This is the Boogeyman. The Boogeyman is kind of eh. I think it uses Goblin wireframe, or not Goblin. The other thing, the non-goblins, the Titan worshippers. I don't remember their names right now. But yeah, he goes invisible. Then you use the circle from the other thing to bring it out of invisible. GG. He revives some cultist people. The first set of cultists don't really matter. The second set of cultists has a guy that will explode, and you used to have to kill him, otherwise it would wipe your raid. Now, not so much. You can just go for the boss and go for the win. You do have to kill both clones for the fight to end. This is a visual AoE marker, which means you can be inside of the AoE as long as you're not looking at the person casting it. But I mean, I got out of it anyway, so it doesn't matter. You saw that piece of trash explode off screen. He did pretty decent damage to us, but not anymore. This is probably the most interesting trash area of the dungeon. You can see there are these demon walls on the outside, and they're slowly closing in. And when they get to the middle, they will absolutely kill you. But I have never seen that happen ever in my life. I've never seen those demon walls get close enough to kill someone, even back in the Heaven's Word days when I played this. But yeah, this is kind of a trash sin room. You only fight like 2 to 3 enemies per wave, but because you're not moving, I don't really score it badly, because they just keep spawning in the same area. It's kind of eh. This is the final boss. It's Ferdiad. He's also in the 24-man raid. All he does is he summons ads, and then you kill the ads, and then when the ads are dead, the pool underneath him stops growing. Now while he's doing this, he's immune to damage, so you just friggin' stand around and wait. This is another one of those dungeons where this boss is not tuned for gear sync. Another thing he does, he'll put like a goo on somebody and then start to channel a cleave. He'll also put swords across the middle while also dropping area denial scythes. And then he does this again, where once again, you cannot kill him while he's channeling wildcard. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Annoying. He does this again. You can get screwed by this, where if you get stuck inside a slime where a scythe is spinning, it'll just kill you and there's nothing you can do about it. Anyways, so first boss, it's Odin, so I'm gonna give it a high score. Mechanics are good. The lightning will absolutely kill somebody if they don't know what they're doing. Second boss, what was the second boss? God, I've completely forgotten who the second boss was. I mean, either way, 4-3. Final boss is Ferdiad. Ferdiad, he's got an interesting mechanics, layout and design. It's just basically Amdapor Keep again with a little bit more shrubbery. Overall fun is like a 5. I don't hate going to this place. I'm not actively looking for it. Music is a 6. Trash gets a little bit of a boost because, you know, it's interesting trash. Like, it's trash inside of walls. It's trash while you have a time limit. So while it's not like a perfect 10 in trash by any means, it's fine. Anyways, a 5.2 out of 10. That's a mid dungeon. We have a mid dungeon. Okay, Wanderer's Palace hard. This is the last dungeon. This is the last ARR dungeon. The last one. No more ARR dungeons. We are done with level 50. Let's go into the green scaly place, which is now being controlled by Mamulja. Okay, we're gonna start off right away with a trash sin. Yay, trash sins! First of all, you don't need to pull this silver scale. You can just let him smack on the Tonberry. It will never follow, and it doesn't need to die, so don't bother with it. That first door had like a pelican and like 2 bugs with it. 3 pieces of trash, move on, and then this happens again. 3 pieces of trash, move on. Don't like it. Don't like it. You move on through here, and guess what? 3 pieces of trash, move on. It's so bad. I'm just sitting here, like, shocked that they do this, like, 3 trash pulls in a row. You get to the first boss here. It is a Mamulja riding a wyvern. This is the wyvern that you get from like, Fate Stones, I think. Only the one with the Fate Stones has harness or something. So the mechanics for this fight is kill the Sacred Spears, and that's it. This guy has a decent Blue Mage filler spell of Fire Angen. If you need something to cast between your big spells, it's pretty decent. But yeah, he'll cast these Fire Angens, and then one time he'll do it twice, and you just need to kill them, otherwise they start channeling explosions. And that's it. That's all this boss is. Like, he's kind of cool looking, but he doesn't do anything. He's just kill an ad. Alright, time to go back into the palace temple area. So we are protecting the Tonbreeze this time. Those standards, if a Mulja is standing in it, they get attack up. This is something you can do with this pull right here. Pull it and then run around the corner. If you're a tank, do that, and it will group them all up so that you can AoE on top of the sophist. And then you won't have to like have what's happening right now, where I have to use extra GCDs to kill the caster. You can use LOS there to group everything up. Just saying. LOS means line of sight, obviously. So this is a decently big pull. I think the tank doesn't realize he didn't get all of them, so I give him a hand. I give him a hand, just pull the extra removal, just get it done with. And I think the next room is another boss. Am I right? I'm right. Alright, so this is one of those caster Mumulja. This guy has one mechanic as well. He drops these totems on the floor, and they are random what each one does. But the pool is turn somebody into a frog, give somebody heavy, give somebody fire resist down, or damage up. Alright? That's why you see the healers, the Pictomancers say purple. That means purple gives you damage up. Easy as that. If you get toaded, you can step into the other toad, totem, and it will turn you back human as well. Anyways, you run through the hallways, you get an asylum key, you let the Tonbreeze out of their cells. So yeah, you let them out of their cells, and they let you through a secret passage in one of their jail cells. Kinda cool. This ground is all poisoned. It will stay poisoned until you kill this guy. As you kill this guy, he spawns little guys. And then you pull the drainage valve, and it opens up the walkway over there, where more enemies spawn. Guess what? 3 enemies and a door. Ugh. 3 enemies and a door is like the mantra of level 50 hard modes. I hate it. You get in here, it's called the long hall, which it really is. Again, 3 enemies in a door. Why? 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 Stop with the 3 enemies in a door. Alright, this is the last boss. This is Manksham Molajaja? I don't know, man. I used to think that this boss had some kind of thing where if you got hit by Rotlung and then hit by another ability, it would give you Doom, but it actually just picks somebody at random and gives them Doom. But yeah, you don't want to hold them inside of the standards because they give them attack up bonuses. If it's tethered, you want to kill it right away. See, he casts Soul Douse, it hits me. If you're not facing him, you won't get hit by Soul Douse. The way you get rid of the Doom is by healing back up to full HP. Because I know that, I throw out my Second Wind, I throw out my Bloodbath, and I just heal myself to full because you cannot trust a healer to know how to get rid of Doom in a regular dungeon. I'm sure most healers know that if you get a player back to full HP, they'll remove their Doom, but you cannot rely on that. You have to take care of yourself for things like that. Alright, first boss is a guy riding a wyvern. Pretty cool. Mechanics, garbage. Kill ads. Second boss, it's just another purple Mamulja. But I think the mechanics of having to call out and communicate with your party what totem does what, I think that's good. That's a 5. It's good. Final boss, it's the first double-headed Mamulja you come across, I think. There might be a fate with one double-headed Mamulja, I don't remember. But yeah, he's got a 4 for mechanics, he's got a Doom. Anything that's got a Doom or a mechanic that will just straight up kill you kind of defaults to at least a 4. Layout and design, it's just Wanderer's Palace again. It's kind of boring. Overall fun, 4. You don't want to do this dungeon. Nobody wants to do this dungeon. Music is pretty good. It's got like an urgency to it, if you kind of listen to it. Oh, it's gonna cut out there, apparently. Okay, perfect. Trash. Trash is a 4. Way too many gates of three pieces of trash and then go through. It's bad. It's not good trash. 4.3 out of 10. And that concludes our ARR dungeons. Take it away, Nombly. Good job, Nombly. You've completed all of the ARR dungeons. Now, give the people your final ranking score of the ARR dungeons. Best and worst. Yeah, okay. Here you go. Look at it. Okay, so here we have it. The final rankings for the worst and the best dungeons of ARR. Let's start off with the bad ones. In third place, we have Copperbell Hard Mode. Now, I don't need to say much about this dungeon. The bosses are garbage. The place is just a mine. It's just not fun. Second place, we have Holotolly with a 3.2. Yeah, just visually unappealing, bosses that are boring, trash that is not that good, and yeah, just not a good dungeon. Next, and in first place, for the worst dungeon in ARR, we have the Tamtara Deepcroft. Now, this is kind of a special instance because this dungeon only has one boss, and it's right at the end. So it basically gets zeros for the points when it comes to bosses, which sucks. But you know, if you don't have bosses, I can't give you points for it. So Tamtara Deepcroft, worst dungeon in ARR, and probably the worst dungeon in Final Fantasy XIV. But I also have a special mention. Special mention for Hockey Manor Hard Mode. The last boss of that dungeon needs to be fixed. The fact that it can just instantly kill you for being too good, and players, especially new players who might have no idea why this is happening, why she's just eating the ad right away. This boss needs to be fixed somehow. It needs to be reworked, or just have the HP gates removed so she doesn't automatically eat the minion. Alright, and now what everybody's been waiting for. The 3 best ARR dungeons in Final Fantasy XIV. Now, a lot of these dungeons surprised me even, but as I looked at their score while I was doing the dungeons, I was like, yeah, I guess I don't hate these dungeons as much as I thought I did. Now, do keep in mind, most of these dungeons are still kind of mid. They're just relatively inoffensive for their level. From this point, we're gonna move into you know, Stormblood. We're gonna move into Heaven's Ward. I'm hoping that the scale will shift upwards. We'll start seeing like 7s or 8s. But for now, 5s are the winners. In third, we have Amdapor Keep Hard Mode. Now, this dungeon got points because the first boss looks like Odin, the music is pretty decent, the trash is interesting, it's stuck in the walls, etc. Number 2, Snowcloak, 5.4. I didn't think that I would like this dungeon as much as I did, but I mean, putting Fenrir in as the last boss is kind of a big boost to its score. The iconic music where, you know, you hear the Snowcloak music, you know it's Snowcloak right away. You don't hear that music anywhere else as far as I know. So Snowcloak 5.4, second place. Wasn't expecting that. And finally, what I consider to be the best dungeon in ARR, the Lost City of Amdapor. I did not expect this. I will tell you right away, I did not expect this. The bosses, the first two bosses are just kind of eh. They're interesting looking, but they're inoffensive, and they have like interesting mechanics. But it's also the fact that you have this really interesting environment, the music's not too bad, and then you move into a secondary environment that is also kind of interesting. So that doesn't even happen, or like this isn't taken into consideration before like the last boss even. The last boss is Diablos, which is an iconic Final Fantasy character at this point, right? Not only that, but his mechanics are actually pretty decent, and they used to wipe parties before. I remember somebody commented that people used to kill this boss so slowly that you would run out of doors, and then he would just kill you from damage. So I mean, it's a fantastic dungeon, relatively speaking, of course. But yeah, clear winner when it comes to ARR dungeons. Lost City of Amdapor. All right, I'm looking forward to seeing the scores in Heavensward now. I'm glad you're looking forward to it, Numbly, because I'll be sending you there right now. Beware the frozen wastes of that expansion. Heavensward, that's what it's called, Heavensward. Do not return until you have completed all of the dungeons, including the level 60 filler. Go now. Bye-bye. Well, wait, you're sending me now? But I just finished the AR ones. I deserve a break of some kind. Wait, no! Ugh. Wait, where am I? Why is it so cold? Oh, it brought me here already. Well, I guess it's time to get to work. I'll see you all soon for the ratings of the first 5 Heavensward dungeons. Thank you all for watching for the ARR stuff, and I hope that you'll follow me on this journey into Heavensward, Stormblood, and beyond. Have a great day, evening, weekend, whatever. Bye bye.